Welcome back, Lily. Lily's been on the podcast before, but if you want to
Yeah.
introduce yourself, just so everyone who hasn't watched the last episode knows who you are.
Yes. Okay. Hello, listeners and viewer and watchers. My name is Lily Kincade, and I'm an independent artist based in Los Angeles and Nashville. And I make pop music, and I love writing songs and telling stories. I always say at least right now in this era, I make music that feels like a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That would be accurate.
So yeah, that literally like ties into exactly what I was going to talk about because we were going to talk about your first show, well, your first
Yes.
full band show. How are you feeling after that?
It feels so good. It's kind of like I don't know. It's almost like, it's very overwhelming at the start, but then like
Yeah.
putting it all together, it like almost like just proves to yourself that like, no, you can do it. You can like if you like just trust yourself and like put in the practice and like put in the work. Like I literally practice in my apartment every day. I literally was like walking around, have my microphone. Like if you put in the work and practice, like I don't know, it feels good to like see the results and see the outcome of that. Plus, it's kind of like, all of the other things I was doing like for years all like helped me to be able to do that. Like if I wasn't even just like, you don't need to wait. Like I always would tell people or people that ask me advice, I'm like, you don't need to wait for that opportunity to come. Like you can practice now. Like I would practice the songs by myself. Like even if you don't have a show yet, like everything I did to like train for it, like it
Yeah.
did help and it does help. So it's like there's ways to prepare that way when those opportunities happen, like you can take advantage of them. And I was just like very, very proud of myself for like being diligent with,
Yeah.
like training your voice or training things because it's easy to just like slip back and be like, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. Like, granted, I'm not perfect. I do that a lot, but I don't know, it just felt good to be like, you know what? No, if you like set your mind to something, like you can do it.
You were like the most chill before the show, like ever. Like we're sitting there and she's just like, yeah, I'm like really excited, guys. Like it's gonna be really good.
Because I practiced so much, I literally would practice even if like the only thing was like the band, like but that was like people are
Yeah.
so talented, so it's like if you work on what you are really good at, you'll find other people who work at what they're really good at versus like trying to spread yourself too thin. It's like if you try to do everything yourself, it's like yeah, you can do it, but it's not going to be 100%. Everything's going to have to be like 60% if you're trying to like spread yourself too thin. But yeah, the band and I, we only practiced twice, which is just like crazy to
Wow.
think about. We literally had two rehearsals. And like, I'm proud of us. Like, I'm really like, wow, it came together.
Yeah, it was really good.
Okay, so this is an off-script question, but who did like the live compositions of everything? Was that you? Was that the band? Was that everybody combined? Was that an outside person?
It was a lot of it was like my producer who produced all of
Okay.
the songs, Kyle. Like he sent us the stems and then Matt, my
Yeah.
keyboardist, and I were kind of like music directing and figuring out, okay, we want to do this part longer here. I was like, I had many outfit changes. I don't know if you saw the photos, but I had many
Yeah.
outfit changes. And so I was like, okay, we need to have it longer because I need to have time to change my outfits. So it's a matter of
Yeah.
like, it's basically like think of the show as like a puzzle and it's kind of like you're like it'll click into place, but it's almost like all the parts are moving and it kind of seems very crazy. But once they click into place, it's like we got it good.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like you always prepare for like things can go wrong, but you know what? That's okay. It's like
Yeah.
if something goes wrong, it's okay. And you don't need to be too stressed out about it. But it was really fun too because that's like an hour set and it's cool to like be able to, I don't know, like add songs in if I need to do a longer set or like take some away and just create different like moments and fun
Sure.
things.
Yeah. So that kind of level of detail is like really intentional in how you create it. Were you already envisioning the stage and the performance elements while you were creating the music itself?
I mean, everything kind of, I kind of envisioned things visually. I wouldn't say intentionally was like viewing it for stage. Now
Yeah.
I am. Like now, like going forward, I
Yeah.
do think that's like an important thing. But when I'm writing songs and even when I was like creating them, I always say like, I want people to read the lyrics. Like I want people to be able to not even listen to the song, but like read the lyrics and like have an image in their mind. And so like even coming up with like cinematic or even lesson to learn like
Hmm.
when I walk for the show, I had this umbrella, but like I already knew because I like filmed the video in the rain and I was like, I want it to feel like there's rain and
Yeah.
like listening and kind of it feels like very not holographic, but just very kind of like I don't know, like sparkling
Yeah.
vibes. But now I would say like now when I'm writing, I think about even just I think a lot of it is production, which is cool. Like
Yeah.
it's a different side. A lot of it's production. Like, oh, maybe we would have a little like instrument solo here in the production. Like that would be a cool stage moment. Like, I don't know, it's very cool. It's almost like wearing different outfits like many different
Yeah.
ways. Like, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna style this purse with like this outfit. And it's cool because it's like there's no right or wrong, but I'm definitely thinking of that now more, which is cool.
I saw lots of pictures and videos of everything and like I think there was one that I saw that was like the visuals of just like the chair on the stage and like you and like I think it was the piano dress and it was like oh my God like the vision of what I when I listened to the album like it exactly translated to the pictures
Yay.
and it was on stage.
That's the goal. That's the
Yep.
goal.
Well, and even like your stickers that you made for each song, I was like, oh, like I looked at them yesterday and like Lesson to Learn had like the raindrops, and I was like, oh, perfect.
Yes, it's just like I love having things be like
Everything.
little moments. It's like I don't know, I want it to be like little I don't know, I just love it when it's I'm such a sentimental person. So I'm like I feel like music is the most sentimental you can get. I'm like I already make hard copy scrapbooks every year because I'm like all the photos are in the cloud, but what if the cloud goes away? Like where's the cloud? So I'm
Yeah.
like what if technology when it goes away? I'm like okay, I have my yearly scrapbooks that I make like month by month and put like my favorite pictures or I'll put like concert tickets in there. I'll put like fun, you know, things I want to keep all organized. But I think songs are so like it's almost like a candle, how they say like you can smell a candle and it can like makes your brain go right back. Like songs
Yes.
do that for me too, where I'm like, I literally, no matter what, it's crazy. I'm like, there's probably so much better information that I need to be absorbing, but I'm like, I can like know exactly when I listen to a song for the first time or like, oh my gosh, that memory associated with it whenever I hear it. And so I wanted to make my songs basically like feel so specific that things would like attach to them and it felt like special.
Well, let's talk about the costume changes, specifically the skirt for piano at parties, because you made that yourself. How did the concept come together? Like, I know that you talk about how important like your storytelling is, so how does that all come together for the live show for you?
Ooh, well, I knew I wanted to make a piano skirt because like if I had a huge stage or a huge show, I think it'd be awesome if I could like have a piano. Like I would like walk out to a
Yeah.
piano. But I was like, okay, if I can't have a piano that comes out on the stage and I like am on the piano or like laying on top of the piano, how can I like make a piano vibe? Like how can we give that vibe off? And so I knew I wanted to make the piano skirt. I'm also just a very crafty girl. And for the cover art of that, like when I put that song out as a single before the album,
Mhm.
I made like a really bad like DIY version that definitely was not like it was more like it was like safety pin in the back. It was great for the photos, but
Very
I was
thick.
like
Yeah.
it was a little like I don't know if I'll wear that in public without it like fa disintegrating and falling off my
Yeah.
body. But I was like, okay, I'm determined to like make something because I also just love I don't know, I love it when like I just love it when when like things match. I grew up doing so much
Yeah.
musical theater, and so all of the musical theater experience, it like honestly, I'm like I feel revived. Like there's so making a like a live show is like just like a musical in a
Yeah.
way, which I think like I love it. Like nothing seems cheesy to me. I'm like, no, it's fun. Like I don't know. I think it's cool to try different things or to have different outfits. And for being at parties, I knew I wanted to make the piano skirt just because it just I don't know, it just like syncs it together. Like I love it when there's like a little element, not like a full costume, but a little element that ties in that kind of makes it feel like that song.
Mhm. Also, like the scarves that you had, like the
Yes,
sparkly
like little
scarf.
fun vibes. Yes. Because it's like, why not have fun? It's like it's a show. It's supposed to be fun. It doesn't need to be serious. If people wanted to listen to the music with no interruptions and like everything the same, they could just play it on Spotify or play it on Apple Music. So it's like, how can we make things fun but still keep it the same? Like I didn't want to do something crazy just for the sake of it being like crazy, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, I want it to still maintain its integrity, which I feel like is basically the challenge of everybody, not even just like artists, but just everybody like doing something is like, how do you maintain like one, like integrity, two, like integrity as a person, but then integrity in the product too, with AI and like all of these things. It's like you can do something rage baity, but like what's the end result of that? Or like what's the, you know what I mean? And so like
Yeah.
even with the live show, it's like I feel like I try to have a good balance without doing something crazy just for the sake of it being crazy. Yeah, always thinking.
Well, I just love like just how visual you are. Like that is such a huge part of music to me. And what you were saying before about how like you hear a song and it pops in your brain wherever you are. And the same thing is like you hear the song and then that specific visual pops into your brain. And when you decide that as an artist, you kind of get to almost like have your decision be a part of like whatever the memory is that the person has associated with that. And that's
Yeah.
like so cool.
Yeah, it's like so weird. It's so crazy to me because it's so like sometimes when I'm writing, it's very strange because it does feel like, yeah, it's something you can train at and like work at, but it is something where it's always so like mind-blowing to me when like your creative outlet is also like your job. Because sometimes it
Yeah.
does feel like it's almost like sometimes when I'm writing a song, it's like, I don't even know. I'm like, where did that even come from? Like, obviously I know, but I'm like, that's crazy. Like, or when where it all clicks. I think it's like just creativity in any form is like there's something so special about it. And have you guys ever done like the Artist Way book? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
I've heard of it, but I haven't read it.
Oh my gosh, you guys should do it. I feel
I
like it'd be good. It's like a
Okay.
basically it's like this book by Julie Cameron. It's like a 12-week, 3-month kind of like exercise book. So people go through it like Dochi, she like recorded hers on YouTube. So if you scroll down to her old YouTube videos, and so she like
Okay.
did it, but I've done it twice, but it's really cool. And it basically like you basically shows you how to like nurture and take care of your inner artist, which like your inner artist, no matter what, is an inner child. And so you have to like
Yeah.
treat it like a child, and you have to know like the different tools because it's like obviously like when you're working with it, you can't like treat the inner child like an adult, but you have to
Yeah.
know the tools. But it's really cool. And like even doing that program creatively and like just it's basically a lot of like questions and you have to do like journaling every day. And they'll do these things called like artist dates where it's almost like you have to like once a week you have to like go by yourself, whether that be like to a park or to a movie or to like a museum, like no phone, like nothing, and just like sit with your inner child and there'll be like different prompts or different things. But even doing that, it helped inspire like so much creativity because I feel like a lot of people, but at least for me, like sometimes I can get so in my head with like, oh, this isn't gonna look good, or like this is gonna look dumb on stage, or like this looks silly, like, and realizing that like that's just my like adult head talking, but like let your inner child creativity shine. And even with my show, like I tried to do that. I tried to think like if I was like little kid Lily, like what would I want to see? Like what would be like entertaining to see? Not like, oh, well, this does not work because there's not enough space. I was like, you know what? We'll figure it out. Like, yeah. But the artist way is really cool. You guys should do it. I think you would.
I
Yeah, I would
yeah,
love
I'll
to.
look it up.
You
It
can get it
sounds
on the library. You can get it on like I literally got it on my Kindle. You can like download it. You should put a hold on it at the library, then you can have it on your phone or whatever.
what's
And
it called?
the artist way. The
Abby's
artist
like,
way.
oh, that's right up Abby's
This is
alley
like
right now.
exactly me.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
gonna do it. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, Lily, I just did. Like, it's so cool. It's just like a lot of questions, but it's so cool. And like, I go back and I journal every day. So like, the main thing
Hmm.
that really changes people's lives if they don't journal and they start journaling, like, of course, it's gonna like really be beneficial because like the thing is, it's like you write three. They call them morning pages or journaling. Like a lot of people will talk about it, but it's so crazy. Like one of the weeks is like no reading. And like that's a huge like thing for me. Like I'll distract myself and I'll read a book. Like I'll read a whole book. I
Yeah.
could read like 2 books a day. Cause I'm like, I don't have to think about anything I need to do. I'm like out of my brain. And one of it that was like the hardest week. It was like no reading.
Oh my God, I would go crazy, but I'll do it. I'll do it for the sake of
But it's
my
fun. I feel like you're gonna be like, wow.
creativity.
And it works through different things. And there's people, everybody with all kinds of jobs does all these different things because it works through basically like all of these, just basically things that we don't even think about and tying in creativity with it. Because we're all creative, especially as like women, like we're all creative in some way. And people don't, it's not even just like physically creating something or writing music. It's like even our bodies and like our hormones are so like creative and our brains are, and we have to know how to like separate the logical side from the creative side so that they don't so then self-doubt doesn't happen because that's what happens. It's like when things get too like you're like fighting with yourself almost,
Yeah,
then yeah, it's good. I'm excited for you to do it.
found it.
Yay.
She's like, I put a hole in already.
Yeah.
Yes.
So shifting gears a little bit and talking about the sonic side of this, how did you connect with the band that you performed with, and what made them the right fit for bringing all of your musical vision to life?
I met my band through one of my really good friends. At first, I was freaking out because I was like, "Oh my gosh, if the show was in Nashville, I'm like, I have all the people that like played on the record could have
Yeah.
played on the show, and they already knew the song." So I was like, "Oh no, what am I gonna do?" But luckily, one of my really good friends has played with some of these people before, and they are also talented. So like she knew my keyboard player Matt, and Matt went to they're all like super smart, super talented. They all went to Berkeley for music, but then they didn't, a lot of them didn't even meet at Berkeley for music. They actually met at Berkeley for music's master program in Spain. So like they're like super smart, like very, very talented, but like very smart musically. That's how we were able to have like two rehearsals. And like they're all from all different countries. Like my drummer's from like France, and that's how like they met him was through the master program in Spain. And like my
Wow.
guitar player's from Canada, like just like all these crazy connections. But it all kind of like worked out like that. And I think it helps like being I knew I was very like once I met Matt and I was like, here are the songs like, I think it's important to know like you have to kind of like go in with a plan. You got to be like
Yeah.
a woman with a plan because that may be too many songs for somebody and maybe they're too busy right now. So then it's like, yeah. So I like luckily I feel like if you are prepared and on top of it, people that are also prepared and on top of it want to work with you,
Yeah.
which is like helpful.
That's so cool. Like having so many different people who can come together over two rehearsals and pull that together. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
crazy. I'm like, I don't even know. I'm like, that's yeah, wild. But we did it. Because to me, I'm like, oh, I know the songs. I practice the song so much, but I'm like, they probably haven't even heard the songs before, which is like crazy. I'm like, wow, like
No, and they were all
impressive.
so cool. They're like, "Well, wear the sparkly scarves." Like,
No, and they're so nice. It just goes to show you like it's like treat other people the way you want to be treated. Like do your part, be nice and smart to work with, and like you're gonna find people that want to work with you if
yeah,
you are like a good person. People want to play music. It's like music is so fun that it's like it goes back to that thing of like when stuff is creative and when it's also like your job. Yes,
Yeah.
you need to treat it like a job and like have rehearsals, be on time, have certain things, but then there's also like you want to enjoy it and have it be a fun environment because it is such like creativity and instruments and music is just such a special thing that I never want it to feel like a chore for like myself or like for my band members.
I feel like that would be. I would like to be in your camp. I'll take. Yeah, like,
Well, it's like I like have learned a lot from people, and it's like, you see people like Taylor Swift. I'm like, there's a reason why she's literally has the same band
Yep.
forever. Like, granted, they're making so much money on Taylor Swift's tour, but also too, they could have hopped off that train and like because they were on Taylor Swift's tour, probably made
Yeah.
a ton of money like elsewhere. But she
Right.
like is aware and is like attentive, and like you have to realize the show doesn't run without everybody. That's the thing. It's like those people. It's like the artist needs them more than they need that artist most likely they could get another job. The
yeah,
artist is like, no, if I don't have this person it all falls apart and I need to find a replacement, and otherwise like we can't do the show. So
Yeah.
like I don't know, it's a matter of just like being a good person to work with and being organized and having a vision is very helpful because I think a lot of times you can't rely on other people to have that vision for you. Like, yes, they can help, but I would rather come in with something and have somebody be like, that's a horrible idea. What about this? Versus like have nothing and then
Yeah.
just have to say yes to like whatever they say.
Yeah.
we kind of talked about this already, but in our last interview, we were talking about how much freedom you get from being independent. Um, and watching your show, like it felt like a fully like realized version of the album and like very unapologetically you, I would say. Have you always had the confidence like that, or like have you grown into it as an artist?
I think I've grown into it as an artist, definitely. I think that all the music that I have out, because when I was young, I've released a lot of music when I was younger that is not on Spotify anymore. And so like I think a lot of that was me figuring it out because it's like not only are you trying to figure out who you are musically, but also like as a person and as a writer, like when you're growing up, it's hard. And I think I got to a point where I was like, okay, I know I'm going to keep changing, but as long as like in this moment, like when I released my first EP in 2020, I was like, okay, in this moment, this project is authentically me right now
Mhm.
and feels like I'm not trying to like chase whatever's trendy or whatever's cool. And I know I'm going to change. I'm probably going to hate it in a year, but like my new thing is like, as long as something feels like me right now, that's like all I care about because you can't like try to live up to this version that's going to change or like you're not going to like it in a year or like, of course you're not like, we're going to grow. Of course you're probably not going to like it in a year. And then 2 years later, you'll come back and love it. But I think that like with my show, it was like authentically like here's everything that I love and I'm confident in right now, and these are the songs I want to play right now, and this is like the story I want to tell. So I think it's like when you write song, whenever it's like it's you can't put on a confident show if you're not confident in your music and in your songs. It's really difficult to do that. Like you may be able to release music like that, but live, it's like people can tell if you like doing something. Like they can sense it if it's like if it feels like you don't want to sing that song, you know? And so like I always like remind myself too, and I tell people I'm like, don't release a song you don't like because you
Yeah.
have to play it. You never know. You
No,
never know what's gonna take off.
I know. I'm like, imagine that's your hit and you're stuck
Yeah.
with that for
For every single show
forever.
forever. Yeah, and I'm like, you have to remember all it takes is one song. Like all it takes is one song, but you don't know what song that's gonna be. So like you don't know.
Well, and kind of like you do such a good job of like connecting with fans and people who listen to your music and being accessible both like through your music and also just like through your personality. And even if you don't like a song in a year, you don't know like if somebody is going to like really be reached by a particular song that you put out at a time earlier, and that connection can get stronger from that too.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a little bit about some things that may be possibly coming down the line. I saw something on Instagram yesterday about some
Yeah.
new stuff. Um, so you just started teasing the deluxe version of cinematic. How do you see it kind of expanding the original like film concept of cinematic? Are we talking kind of sequel vibes? Is this like little pieces that we've missed along the way? Um, what's kind of the story with what the deluxe is going to tell us?
Excited. I'm so excited. Yes, Cinematic Deluxe is coming. We're finishing. That's why I'm in Nashville too right now. Is Kyle and I are finishing up some of the instruments that we need to add
Ooh.
to some of the other songs. So I'm releasing one of the songs from Cinematic Deluxe. There's four more songs, and one of them, People, Places, Things, is coming out April 17th. Crazy to think that it's literally April. But basically these four songs are I've been, even going when we first originally like sat down and when I was like, okay, let me listen to all of these songs. Like when I was going I had sticky notes and I was like moving them around, being like, what's the order of the album?
Yeah.
There were so many songs where I'm like, okay, I love this song, but it either like it just didn't fit on the album,
Mhm.
or like, oh, I like this song, but like no, it doesn't, this story, it doesn't have a place within the like storyline of like the cinematic album. So some of these songs I'm like, these are really good songs, and like those need to go on another, those need to be out. I've realized now that if you have something you love, make a project for it and like put it out, because otherwise it just ends up on like your computer and it goes to waste. So I always say, like, for me though, I don't want to just release random songs. I want it to be part of a story.
Right.
Even like with my first EP, like I had written like the majority of the songs from LA Doesn't Miss Me, my second EP, like before I wrote all of the songs for my first EP.
Oh,
But I was like, those don't fit on the project. So I was
yeah.
like, let's wait until they have their like right moment. But these four songs on Cinematic Deluxe, there's People, Places, Things, Reverse Psychology, Tell Me One Thing, and Nothing Left to Break. And these were songs where I was like, they're not part of the other projects. I was like, they like finish up the cinematic
Okay.
story almost and kind of just like bring it to like a close. And yeah, they're just kind of songs that it almost is like it's not even necessarily a sequel. It's more of like a this is like the what's it called, like the epilogue. This is like the ending,
Ooh,
like kind of like the
okay.
little when it's like the flash forward. It's like you get the
Sure.
little flash forward
The
showing like
post-credit
5 years.
scene.
Yes, 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 exactly, exactly. It's the post credit scene where it's like shows like okay, what's happening in 5 years, what's happening in a year, and like that's what's cool about these songs. And I don't know, it's like music is always cool and stories are always so fun, but these songs are. I'm excited for them. I'm excited for them. Three of them I wrote by myself, so they're all like very special and
Yeah.
personal and just exciting, I think, and just like relatable. Like honestly, like I just love music so much.
Is there anything about the specific timing of like why now? We're like 6 months out from the album. What
Why
made you
now?
decide that now is the right time for these songs to come
Yeah,
to
it's
life?
like they need to have their moment. They need to have their moment. Every song needs to have its moment. And I always say like I just want to keep releasing more songs every year than I
Yeah.
did the past year. Because you know what? The only person that you can compare yourself to is yourself. So you gotta like beat yourself every year. And yeah, I think it's good. I think it's like people have had enough time to sit with the album. I mean, I get people that are listening to it for the first time every day, which I also like remind myself like even if something is old to us or like no matter
Yeah.
what it is, it could be a video you made or something you wrote, like people have never heard it, so it's new. Like I always say like yeah, you have to listen to my new album. It's like yeah, it's not new, but it's new to them. It's new
Yeah.
to them. And so like I think it's like, okay, the OG Kincadians have like had their time. People that have already been fans of my music have had the time to like listen to it as well. So they're not like bombarded with too much at once.
Yeah.
But like these songs will also help people discover the album for the first time who have never listened to it, which I think is perfect timing and really cool.
There's a lot of the songs on the original album that are like very summery in my mind too.
Yes.
So I hope that
Yes.
people discover particularly 405 and Let Me Leave. I know that those have been out for a
Yes.
while, but
I
it's
gotta
time
get
that
that
they
song
come
in a
back
movie.
around.
I gotta
Yeah,
get 4 or 5 in a movie. That's my goal for the year.
that's a good one.
Somebody,
I like it.
I'm like, I'm just gonna clip that part and put it in a TikTok and be like, somebody
Yeah.
please put it in a movie.
But in a movie. No, it will be. It will be. Don't worry.
There's like some of those cutie little Netflix rom-coms. It would fit perfectly in that. Like, I don't know who's making those right now, but
Things are in the works. Things are in the works.
yeah.
I'm excited, but it's like it's fun. I don't know. It's like putting things out is always, yeah, it's scary and it's hard to do things and sometimes you feel overwhelmed, but it's like why not? Like I have to
Yeah.
remind myself like I always say like life is long, but we don't know how long it is. Because like I've always been a more cautious person. I've always like growing up, my childhood best friend was like crazy, and so I was like always cautious. And it's not that I'm like scared of doing things. It's more of like I like to think ahead and then make the most strategic or like best decision now.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you don't want to randomly be releasing things. And I didn't want to randomly release things. Even with this album, like I wanted to make sure that it was like it told a story. I could have put out a bunch of random songs, but it's like, okay, that's cool, but I don't know. It just like even with my live show, like I love doing my live show. And for the longest time, I was like, you kind of have to decide as a creative, like, where's your line that you're like not willing to compromise on in a
Yeah.
sense of like, whether it be quality or like, I at least want to do something this big or I want to have the ability to do this. Otherwise, I'm like not going to do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, you don't want to be rigid in that, but you kind of have to have like flexibility, but you have to have like a vision. And like, even for this album, I was like, okay, I want to make sure I have all the songs ready for the album. And then for the deluxe, I was like, I really don't want to just be being like, here are extra songs. Like, it needs to
Yeah.
be, no, these songs are like siblings still to all of the other songs. Like we use a lot of the same instruments and like the same plugins, so it has like similar vibes, but like each one is kind of a little bit different, just like
Hmm.
the other songs. So that way it feels like new, but it also feels like part of it. So like my goal is like just in any amount of time, it could be 5 years, 10 years, somebody can go listen to the album and be like and discover it maybe for the first
Yeah.
time and like listen to it all and it feels like, oh my gosh. I'm like the same feeling I get when I'm like, oh my God, let me listen to 1989. Like I'm like, oh, I love it. I'm back.
Yeah, you're like, let me listen to 1989, but also now you have like the vault track. So it's like kind of similar.
Yeah.
Like you have the
Yeah.
continuation of the story.
Yeah, exactly.
At what point did you like decide, okay, I'm gonna do a deluxe? Did you always know that those songs were gonna be like the extra songs, or were you thinking maybe I'll keep these, put them on a new album, or were you always thinking like, no, I'm gonna do a deluxe?
I was always thinking I was gonna do a deluxe because like these are songs where I'm like they wouldn't go on a new album. A lot of these like there's some that were like kind of in between, but like there's a couple of them that I'm like, no, I love this song. Like this song is like so good. Or like I remember when I wrote this song and like I was like, oh my God, I feel this so hard. Like I couldn't find a song that felt exactly like that. And I would say like a lot of these songs I feel like not that they're like a very different vibe, but they're very the other two songs that I wrote by myself, I feel like they're very storytell. Like they're really long. Like these songs too are long. I was like, it doesn't matter. One of them's like 4 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like I don't need to make something just short and like just for it to be short. Like I just want it to tell the whole story. So there's a lot of lyrics, a lot of storytelling. Like it took us a while to record these because there was like so many takes and so many lyrics. And I think one of the songs, it's like every chorus has yeah, like tell me one thing. Every chorus is literally like a different variation of lyrics. So like that took forever to record, but why not? And yeah, I'm excited.
I just
I
know
love
Abby's like freaking out about that.
I know. I love when people do that. Like, oh, the interpolation of the same concept that's like not the
Yes.
same, but
Like
it
the moves the
is.
story. It's moving the
Yeah.
story along.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited. Um, so we're you were talking about it a little bit before. Were these all written during the original album process, or were there some of them that came after the fact as well?
These are all written during the original
Okay.
album process. Yeah.
Okay.
I think like the earliest one, yeah, they were all written. They were all written. The earliest one I probably wrote was probably Reverse Psychology, which I wrote and I love that song. It just literally didn't fit on the original. Like there was already too many songs that were like similar to that vibe or kind of in that even in that key structure,
Okay.
but it fits
Yeah.
perfectly here. It's almost like cinematic, and then it's like literally this is literally like that it's like that guy, and you're like, I'm done with you. And then they always come back. Like, this is what this little, like, they always come back, and you're like, why are you coming back? Like, that's what this little, like, deluxe, it feels like. It's gonna feel like that. It's gonna be like a return, and then there's like closure. The last one's like goodbye, you know?
Okay.
So it'll be
Um,
good.
I'm so excited. This is like hyping me up, like big
I'm
time.
excited. I'm excited. I'll have to send you guys some behind the scenes videos as we finish working on the production these
Yeah.
next couple
Yes.
weeks.
Uh,
Um, are there of the new songs, are you able to give like a sister song from the original album that like goes with the
Ooh.
vibes?
Wait, yes. Oh my gosh. Wait, this is a good question.
I
This is a
literally
good
just
question. Okay, I would
responded
say
to
like
my
people,
brain. It's
places,
not
and
even written
things.
down.
People, places, and things. I would say like Still in August. Like people, places,
Ooh,
and things.
okay.
It's like Still in August is like a good vibe of a good match of that, like story wise, but also kind of like, yeah, it's more of like, okay, when you're over that person now, and now you're just like, why can't I stop thinking about them?
Yeah.
Like, um, I would say that Reverse Psychology. Oh, Reverse Psychology is so good. Reverse Psychology. It's definitely it's definitely giving some like a little bit of try to run energy. It's a little more intense, a little darker, but it has like a nice like vibe to it. It has a very like emotional it's very like emotional
It's
vibes to
already my
it.
favorite, so I haven't even heard it, and it's
I think
already my
I'm just gonna
favorite.
say I think it might be Lily's favorite too. She's really excited about it.
It's very emotional. Um I remember writing that song, and like that was, what's crazy is like, see, this is like what crazy too. It's like not only do I remember like writing the song, but like the hearing the song for the first time or like what the song's about. But I remember like even writing the song. Like I always remember like the day that I was like writing the song and like who I was writing it with. And that was actually like the first session that I had with one of my producers, Kevin, who used to live in, he went to Belmont, so he used to live in Nashville. So like he kind of trained under Kyle. And so that's how I like knew him. And I
Mhm.
remember being like, I just remember like this is like in 2021 when I wrote this song, and I'm like over at his like apartment, and I had just met him, and I was like, I have an idea. And I was going back because I'm making like songwriting process videos, so I've been going back listening to like I hour-long voice memos because I would just put my phone on because I'm like, what if we get something and then we forget it? And
Yeah.
like just listening to these voice memos, it was just like such like a nostalgic trip. I remember like telling him because he's married, and like he was married, and I remember telling him all the boy drama, all the boy teen. He's like, that guy's a loser, like just in the voice memo, like saying that. And I'm like, it just is so like, I don't know, it's just music is just so cool because it's like everybody gets it. It's like
Yeah.
everybody like knows those feelings of what it's like. But that song, yeah, has some try to run energy. It's a little bit darker. Like it kind of almost has like behind the scenes vibes as well. A little bit of cinema, honestly, like a little bit of cinema. There's gonna be like there's
Those
like
are
a
like my top three on the
there's
album,
the
so
arc. There's the arc with them all. And then Tell Me One Thing is very like, ooh, let's see. That one honestly gives like a little bit of 405 vibes, but
okay.
it's more like after like it's kind of like okay, the story of that song is like crazy. That song is basically like, when you realize you wake up one day and you have the realization that like, wait, this person doesn't know anything about me. This
Ooh.
person literally doesn't know. I remember going on this date one time. This song isn't about this date, but I remember going on this date one time and literally like I like thought about it after, and I was like, oh my gosh, the only question he asked me was like what animal I would be. And I'm like, what in the world? Like truly. And I think like these like boys, they don't even like they're not even aware of this. And I'm like, so Tell Me One Thing is kind of like this, not even like bargaining stage, but it's kind of like that where it's basically like, tell me one thing that you know about me. Like, tell me one thing that you know. Like, this is crazy. Like, how do I know all this about you? And I've just like been here, and you it's almost like somebody's with you because they just want to be with somebody, but they don't really want to be with you. And that song, yeah, that has a little bit of like Let Me Leave in it too. Because that,
Yeah.
as you'll see, after like reverse psychology, the last two songs, it's more of like, okay, I'm choosing myself. I'm choosing myself. Even though I don't want to, it's like I'm forced with that decision
Yeah.
and I'm not dumb enough to put myself in a situation where I'm like, you know, there's only so much you can do. Like once you know, it's really hard to unknow certain things and like yeah. And then Nothing Left to Break. Oh, Nothing Left to Break is so good. I remember oh nothing I literally wrote this song and then I played it for the person that it was about. I made him like come out to my car and I had to like and I made him listen to the voice memo. Um but yeah, this song is basically like this person wanted to get back with me and I was like literally like you couldn't have said this earlier. I was like at this point like there's too much. Like there's nothing left to break. Like I
Yeah.
wish there was, but there isn't. And it's kind of like, when that person finally comes back and it's like, well, now you moved on, or now you're like, I don't want to go back to that time. I don't want to go back to that. Like it's not worth it for me anymore. And it's sad because it's like, why couldn't this have been earlier? But that song has a little bit of Let Me Leave. It has a little bit of Lesson to Learn mixed in there. It's a good vibe.
What a note to end the album on. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good though. And then we have new songs that I'm writing that are still some of them managed to be about the same person. So
Like
that's
reduce, reuse,
great.
recycle, you know?
Yeah.
Love it.
So would you say that the deluxe songs, they reflect like a closure from that chapter in your life?
Yes. Yes, for sure. It's definitely a closure of like it's a closure of like first first loves and like it's a lot of like first feelings. A lot of like, it's kind of like you've had your heart broken, but now you're kind of like getting back up after that and just like still realizing that it's okay to still miss somebody and it's okay to still be vulnerable, but like you almost like not in a bad way, but like everything isn't perfect. Like your eyes are kind of opened in a way, which is like a
Mhm.
good thing and a bad thing. And I don't know, I think it's just like a natural part of life. Like, you learn that like, okay, you need to be cautious with your heart. You need to guard it and like save it for the right people and invest in relationships and friendships of people that actually care about you and see you and not be just so quick to jump into something for like validation or attention.
Yeah.
I feel like that's only something that you realize when your like frontal lobe develops and you're
I
like,
know.
man,
You're like,
I should
oh,
really
like,
like spend time with the right people.
yeah, which is good. It's like I always am like, I've always been I'm like, keep your circle small, like keep it intentional. But I think you just even realize it I think it's just, I don't know. And I feel like you go through so much growth. I feel like there's just like, and with like the pandemic, like all these things, it's just like crazy to like, I don't know, kind of be outside of that, even outside of a relationship in a sense. It kind of feels like when you're in it, you can't even think clearly. Like you don't even think, you can't think logically until you're so far removed from it that you're able to like fully separate your emotions and whatever and to see it. And I feel like it's cool now, even with the album and making the deluxe version, because I feel like now I'm far enough back where I'm like, it's cool to be able to create it from a place of like, okay, yeah, that was how I was feeling. But now I'm like, and I wrote the songs when I was feeling them, but now it's like I'm able to be like detached and put them together almost to make
Yeah.
sure that they still make sense. And I'm not like, oh, I want to make this song like this just because it'll make that person angry. It's like, no, no, I want to do like whatever
Yeah.
gives justice to like the project and like the songs and stuff. And so it's kind of cool. And like I always it's cool to go back. It's very healing. Like it's very healing to
Yeah.
go back and to see like, okay, wow, like yes, that happened, but like look what I made. Like look what I turned it into.
Yep. So is this kind of the end of the cinematic chapter, or is there potential for, some more of those live shows down the line?
Oh yeah. A live shows down the line. Now I have my performance reel. So if anyone's seeing this and needs a show, hit me up. But yeah, so now I'm like pitching for a lot of different festivals and like different
Woo!
places. And it's always cool because it's like shows can be incorporated. I could add a song, take out a song. Like I think it's cool and I don't know. It's fun to think, and it's like hopefully, one day when I'm playing a huge tour, it's like there's going to be different chapters in whatever songs that people are resonating with, like finding ways to pay like respects to the time period that each one of those songs came from,
Yeah.
you know, each little chapter that it like fits in with that. And I think it's I don't know, it's cool. And that's what I love too about at least just something I've been intentional with is every project I want it to sonically like have a theme as well. Because not only does it keep it like fun and like interesting, I feel like, but also too, then it's like fun to play live because it's like, oh, this one we can bring out this type of instrument or we can have a lot of like electronic stuff for this for
Yeah.
these songs. Like it keeps it fun. Like I know for me, I'm like, if I was listening to the same thing, like I love acoustic singer-songwriter music, but I'm like, I can't listen to that forever. Like I need to have
Right.
something with a little like vibe. I want to be able to like dance. I need to
Well,
do something
something to it.
workout. Yeah, I need like a workout playlist. Yeah, so I'm excited.
I feel like
Yay.
it's cool too to like in the future see if you want to like reimagine those songs to like fit a
Yes.
set with like, if your fifth, sixth, seventh album has like a completely different vibe, you can reimagine the old songs and like see how they fit in.
Yes. Or bring out something, you know, it's like a little mini Eras tour.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like it's literally like a musical. Like I feel like all
Yeah.
my musical theater like nerdiness is like coming out. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this. Like it's fun because it's like you think about like when I was growing up like in middle school, like we like paint the props and like reel the
Yeah.
props out and like do all that and like I don't know, it's fun to create that. And it's like, you know, people have never it's everybody's first time until they've seen it. So it's like it's new to them, even if it's like we've heard it a million times or I've practiced it a million times, you know?
I'm ready for my first time whenever that
I
comes.
know.